it's Rob from Peak Pursuits Adventures, and today I want to extend my conversation I had in my previous video about the John Muir Trail. The big thing is that we have to carry bear cans. The BearVault 500 is what I'm going to be carrying. I like that it has a ton of room in it. You can see through the sides until you get sticker happy like I did. But how many meals can I fit into the BearVault 500 while maintaining approximately 35 to 4,000 calories per day, which is what I have in front? I have a lot of food that I plan on heating up. I have breakfasts, lunch, and dinners that I plan on heating, although several of my Peak Refuel breakfasts are cold soaked. They're just strawberry granola or mountain berry granola with dried milk that I can eat like cereal. But I do have biscuits and gravy that is 1,000 calories by itself that I plan on heating up in the morning about once every 7 days, as well as my lunch and dinners that are going to require hot water. I'm also trying to keep myself eating normal food. On the trail, it's very, very easy to go towards the high caloric junk food, for a lack of better terms. You can fit a lot of calories into a very little bit, but the nutrition is going to propel you down the trail, and that's it. I want to maintain a sense of something healthy in my system, so I've gone with Next Mile Meals and Peak Refuel for my main freeze-dried food, and then I went with Honey Stinger and Scratch Labs for some of my overall snacks on the trail, typically like my lunchtime walk and eat type things. I mentioned in my previous video that for my drink mixes for electrolytes, a little bit of caffeine, that I use the Peak Refuel drink packets, as well as Water Boy and Element for my sodium intake, my electrolytes in general. Your freeze-dried food typically come in that hard foil, very lacking and unforgiving when you try to fit it into your bear canisters. Some of them have a little bit of air in it. All of those things take up space and time. So what I do is I typically will open them and put them all into quart-sized freezer bags. The freezer bags will hold up against that boiling water where I can heat them up in the Ziploc bag, but I always keep one or two of the foil packs and I put them into the bear can, because when I go to heat up my meals, I like to have that heat retention, or the heat available from the pouch. So typically I'll put the hot water in, zip the bag back up, I'll put it back into the foil pack, zip it shut so I have some heat retention and that convection side of it will take place. Now, with that being said, I only keep one or two and they never get dirty due to the Ziploc bags. So it's very easy to just keep reusing them, and they fit right up against the side of the bear can nice and neatly, and they don't take up any room once they're empty. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to explain that for my plan, I am starting at Lyell Canyon and I'm hiking southbound to Mount Whitney. Sticker happy like me, I'm not even the most sticky happy person out there, but it starts to get hard to see in there. So being able to put these in breakfast, lunch, dinner, you kind of know where to grab. Now, in addition to 3 meals a day plus all my snacks, every 3 days I'm going to have a Peak Refuel cobbler. This is just for those extra calories, and it's a little treat to myself because these things are amazing. I probably ate 3 or 4 just hiking Mount Katahdin in the 100-mile wilderness, and they were part of the best section of my day. So with that being said, I want to make sure that I'm treating myself on the John Muir Trail approximately every 3 days. So what I'm doing is I'm lining that first row at the bottom, and I'll show you here in a second, but I'm fitting these in here nice and tight in a cylinder, leaving a gap in the center. That gap in the center is where I'm going to put all of the snacks. So, and when I say all of the snacks, I'll leave out the waffles because I don't want them to turn into crumbs and I don't want them to get crushed. I'm going to leave them there. And then I'm going to stand up most of these snacks because it doesn't really matter what I grab each day, as long as I'm eating the right amount of calories. And the products are in here. I even have some bone broth by BearVault broth that I'm gonna have at night with my dinner to give me a little treat, as well as a lot of collagen and extra minerals and vitamins. Instead of these snack sticks, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go around and put them in between each one of my Ziploc bags to fill up every nook and cranny, ultimately using every tiny piece of space that this BearVault is providing me. Because just like muscle cars, and if you watch my other videos, you'll see that I have plenty of them, cubic inches matter. So when I'm going around, I'm ultimately filling in every gap that I can possibly fill, making sure that I fit 5 whole days in here. Once you have most of those in there, I think I can fit one more snack stick on the first row. Once you have that in there, it gets pretty tight, but that's just one layer. And there's still plenty of room in there. So now we start our second row. Once again, going against the wall of the BearVault and doing breakfast, lunch, dinner. Breakfast, lunch, dinner allows me to have a basic understanding of where everything is so that I'm not ruining this each time I reach in. All right, remember I said I'm carrying 1 day's worth of food on me, so that leaves this portion for my day pack. And you can see that I still have room for probably 1 or 2 more meals in here, plus the center. So what I'll do is take my snacks, put them in the center, filling up as much space as I can. Remember, anything smelly, so chapstick, sunscreen, your toothpaste, anything like that has to fit in the BearVault overnight. So what I like to show you is that even with everything in here, I can still fit a whole hand or 2 underneath the top. When I put these in, I still have plenty of room to hold any of my smelly items, such as my chapstick and stuff. So with that being said, that is how I fill up the BearVault. And this has 5 days and 1 breakfast. This being my 6th day, that gets me 2 VVR on my planned route to eat and drink as much as VVR will let me before I continue my hike with my resupply. Now, what I typically use is a Sea to Summit dry bag, and I'll put this in order of which I'll eat it. So my cobbler for day 1 is on the bottom, because there's no better way to treat yourself on day 1 than to eat a mountain berry cobbler. With that being said, I'll put my dinner at the bottom. I'll put my hot lunch next. I'll take all my snacks and my drink mixes, and I'll put them in next, with my breakfast being right on top so that everything's in order. I don't have to rearrange and I don't have to rummage through here searching for things. I can then take this, and that right there is how we get to VVR from Lyell Canyon, utilizing the BearVault 500 and the day pack, rationing out 3 meals a day plus snacks. If you want to see more, or you want to follow and get updates for the John Muir Trail when I hike the entire 211 miles, and I give the full perspective of that video, or if you want to watch additional videos for outdoor adventures, please like and subscribe. Comment below anything that you have for a tip, trick, or technique on how you pack your BearVault 500. I've tried to fill this thing up with olive oil, thousands of calories in 650 cubic inches, but the flavor to weight ratio was just a little off for me. So what do you do?